into draft, and we are going to see a Nyx and a Doom as the first two bans. Really makes sense in my eyes. I'm sure
10 seconds
these two teams will be, I guess, really going for the Lion pick. I don't see Lion being banned out by either of these two because they'll definitely want it.
Yeah, Lion is a great hero. I mean, I don't even know what to say about Lion anymore. Hero is just too good. And obviously there's 4 bans. They prioritize over Lion, but I think Lion deserves to be in the top 4 as well.
Yeah.
I think so too. Lion definitely deserves to be banned, but it's also one of those things that if you have the ability to pick it up, why would you not go for it?
Yeah.
Radiant team
I know I've asked Gods this before, and he absolutely loves Lion. I've also asked Aries as well. They're 2 big fans of it. But do you think there is another support that's kind of on the same level or caliber or can counter and match up well against Lion?
The tough one. Like, nobody really does what Lion does right now, which is like instant initiation plus huge amount of burst damage. Maybe something that's really good against him and that isn't picked up. Abaddon as well as Grimstroke, because both of them have like a heartless spell, which is really good against the Hex and Earth Spike that he has.
Radiant team pick.
Like, the biggest problem is just they don't offer the same instant initiation, which is what's so scary. You're a 6-slotted carry, you have a BKB, he jumps you with instant Hex, you're like, ah, dead. And nothing you can do about it.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Shaman has fallen out of favor because Shadow Shaman was very popular in the Chinese region. That hero was getting picked up all the time, and now we see Puck Lion. Like, yeah, Lion's there. He's ready to go. They banned the TA on Elephant. They're following the right steps right now. Lina doesn't necessarily need to be mid.
10 seconds
We've
remaining.
seen Lina in the 4 position feel pretty good, and I think it's definitely open for eHome to interpret how they want to play this Lina, as it's only their first pick anyway.
And Lion to accompany the Puck, just because it's a hard counter to Puck, so it makes sense to pick it together, because Lion Puck is really good together as well.
Do you like the Lina getting more priority over the Lion from eHome? I mean, they had first pick. They could have picked up that Lion.
It's because it's very versatile. Like, it can go mid, and we have seen mid Lina just do so much work in the last series and the entire qualifier. Really, it's probably one of the most busted mid heroes right now. Her stat gain is insane. Like, the way she scales into the mid-late game is insane. Her laning is really good too. There's almost no hero that beats Lina in lane. It's a strong hero. Like, originally you would pick Puck to beat Lina in lane, like 2 years ago, but Lina received so many buffs that now Lina actually beats Puck in lane.
Is that another thing you'll be sending off to Ice Frog? You'll be telling him nerf Lina and put it in the token system?
It's my MMR hero. Like, I pick it all the time. Easy MMR. But it's really good. But eHome is also really low on time.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I am really surprised that we still haven't seen a pick come out from him. I thought we'd be doing space bans, but there you go. There's the Abaddon that you said wasn't really in favor at the moment, but it's coming out here in the grand final.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense against Lion and Puck. If you both get coiled, you can just run out and break the coil yourself and then shield the other person that might be coiled with you. And we spoke about how good it is against Lion in theory. But if you get hexed and they just stun the other guy, you can't really do much about it either.
I'm going to assume they didn't use all of that time just to thinking about
Radiant
an
team
Abaddon. I'm sure they're trying to figure out. I'm sure they're trying to figure out, you know, some pairings to go with it. So, what do you guys think they will try and put in the same lane as this Abaddon, or I guess team fight cohesion wise?
I think they're waiting for Black to say it because he's so far called this draft pretty much perfectly. So I think they're just watching the stream. They're just like, oh, what is he gonna say next? What's the pairing,
Black? And they're just sitting quietly and they just use all the bonus time, random hero. Why isn't he saying anything?
Say something, please, Black. Oh, come on.
Guys, we're gonna pick it. He's not saying anything.
Because that was just actually, you were just like, yeah, Abaddon works, and then they waited all this time, 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden Abaddon came out, and I was just like, yep, all right.
Guys,
5 seconds remaining.
Listen to the analysts. But generally, what you want to pair with a Abaddon in the safe lane is a hero that has problems staying by himself, but usually high damage, like Morphling, like Terrorblade. Heroes that can farm very well if they're full health all the time. and heroes that get bullied easily.
10 seconds
Then you have this
remaining.
Abaddon there, and suddenly you can't bully them out anymore. And
5
Terrorblade has not been
seconds
touched yet.
remaining.
There's not a hard corner to anything, but I mean TB first 2 wins a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if EOM just goes TB or something crazy like that.
It's a lot of
It's
range
not even
coming
crazy,
away.
but
It's definitely not. You know, if TB does make it through this ban phase, again, another hero that I'd be very surprised if it doesn't get picked up. It normally is banned out during this phase, though.
Yep.
Along with the Medusa is another hero we see banned out a lot during this phase.
especially EOM, they love their Dusa.
Dire team
Elephant,
back.
Yeah.
probably not as much after their first game yesterday against EOM.
Wow, Void Spirit ban.
Void Spirit.
I'm a little surprised that hero's just not getting picked that much, but it's one of those heroes that's on my
Loses every
mind
time.
if I'm thinking XM. Yeah. But it's like,
Does
it's
it lose every
definitely one of the, it's XM giving
Almost every-
mobility, like,
10
it
seconds
works with
remaining.
it so well.
Yeah, but Void Spirit into the line
5
and puck, that
seconds
is
remaining.
that is
Asking
very
for
scary.
trouble.
to do.
Radiant
Elephant
team
respecting
back.
XM a lot, obviously. But I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna be an XM Lina, to be honest.
Definitely could be. I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised if Fade ends up on that Lina, considering they banned like the Hoodwink. I think like Fade's really loving that hero right now.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, well, I can't have my Hoodwink. I'll at least take the Lina.
Radiant
Maybe
team
I
All of
can
China,
dire
really,
team
right?
pick.
Yeah, Lion or Hoodwink for the plus 4s. Over
Yeah.
Luna, okay.
Yeah, TB banned, so not going to be possible for EOM to pick up.
Yeah.
Luna coming out.
And TB pick Luna, cause TB is the bigger Luna answer usually. There's still a couple more in
10
the pool.
seconds
Like, I
remaining.
wouldn't mind Medusa at all. Medusa's very good. Ursa Warrior could
5
work.
seconds remaining.
Together with an Abaddon, not a weak lane.
Yeah, the Ursa.
I haven't seen a lot of Ancient Apparition really in this 5
Yeah.
position. I feel like that.
It
hero
was like
is-
first pick for the longest time, but
Yeah, and he's just been completely ignored.
suddenly
Yeah, I
he's
feel
dead.
like for so long it was Wyvern, AA,
Radiant
and
team
Lion were
pick.
like those, and
Dire
Hits, right? It was
team
those 4 supports that.
Wow, quickly into the tide after that first pick. And then quickly into the
And then there's
Wow.
Medusa. Yeah.
Well, they did use all their reserve time. And then, you know,
That's the
now they
thing.
gotta throw out these heroes.
Yeah, when they spend so long on the Abaddon, you've got to know that they're thinking more about what can come. There's no way you spend over a minute just for an Abaddon pick.
10 seconds
But they
remaining.
also
Abaddon
answer
has-
immediately. Answer immediately. They pick the
5
Tide on the
seconds
side of
remaining.
Elephant. A little bit of that.
Radiant
Front line on-
team back.
But Elephant know what to do though. Like they played this exact matchup pretty much yesterday. Medusa against Luna, and Medusa will come out ahead if you don't start pressuring somewhat early. Because Luna is gonna hit a much earlier timing than Medusa, and you really gotta make good
Dire
use of the
team
timing,
back.
which Elephant so far in this qualifier overall have been struggling with.
When is that window? Like,
It's
then you go-
usually after 1-2 items. Like you can go into the Dragonlance, fast Manta, you're gonna be very strong. Some people go Dragonlance Yasha into
10
BKB just to get that
seconds
really
remaining.
strong power spike in the mid game. And I think
5
Europe's
seconds
probably gonna
remaining.
focus on trying to be a little bit more active, a little bit earlier this game. Like he's not gonna go full
Radiant
green.
team back.
Ban the Ancient Apparition, there you go.
And
you talk about that it wasn't really being looked at, and they looked at it.
yeah, so they're still
Then
banning up mid
prediction-
heroes.
Predictions for final picks out of these two teams.
Well, so
10
I'm expecting
seconds
Lina middle.
remaining.
What's a 4
Yeah.
Fade likes to play? I feel like Rubik this
5
game is not a
seconds
good
remaining.
hero, but Fade's Rubik
lot
this game
to
could be doing
steal.
a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
there on the menu. When you look at this game like a Rubik, you're just like, oh yeah, come on, yeah, use Eclipse, use Ravage, I'm good, I got this.
It's probably gonna be a
Earth
Dark Willow
Spirit.
if it's a
Okay.
4.
Yeah, Dark Willow, Earth
Oh,
Spirit,
okay.
Yeah.
definitely see that.
Like Fade strikes me as a Dark Willow guy.
Yeah, it was banned in the last series we watched them play against him, right? It was like that
Yeah.
final ban of the Dark Willow, and I think they're banning mids on Elephant to make sure. Like, I think they want XM on that Lina. Like
I
they're
really want that though.
planning to
He's
play-
so scary on
Yeah,
that.
which is really scary. And then it's the mindset is probably just what, like we think we can beat the Lina, and we're just gonna continue to
Yeah.
ban mids. So they feel like they have to play the Lina mid.
Wait, right now though,
Imagine
Lina looks
honest
really
stuff,
good in
right?
those core matchups. Like Puck, Luna, Tide aren't that good against Lina, especially with an Abaddon backing up the Lina. Like it's not gonna be easy.
Well, maybe they try to force it mid, and then they counter it with... I'm trying to formulate a thought here, and I have one, but I can't put it into words right now. I'm trying to go along the lines that they're forcing this leaner into mid because they know how to deal with it late game.
But that means they would have to put Puck on like a +5 position to make the lanes very weak. They banned 1 mid and 1 4, so they're not at all sure actually what's happening.
Wow. And it's the Shaman
ban
too.
is very interesting. That's true that you pulled up. The Shaman and the AA that end up getting last banned.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Dark Willow here is really strong for the lane and for the game overall. Like the team fight, Mars, Medusa, Dark Willow is pretty disgusting.
5 seconds
Almost no
remaining.
chance to fight into that.
Feels awful to play into.
You can dodge the whole Eclipse as well. Like she has a lot of good things going for her.
Oh, I mean, they've only got 14 seconds, but hopefully they come out with the Dark Willow.
Tune into the draft really quick. What did he say?
I'm surprised, you know,
Radiant
obviously they can't pick anti-mage, but I'm surprised that wasn't a talk for you guys. Oh, the Rubik is gonna come out
That is the
instead.
Rubik, okay.
I'm not too shocked at that.
It's the same thought, buffet menu for the Rubik.
Yeah. Tuning into the stream again. What, Rubik? Never picked? Oh, why did he say that? Okay.
Prove him wrong. Pick it.
Guys, Rubik, fast. 5 seconds.
10 seconds remaining.
The last pick for Elephant then. It's also gonna be a 4 or
5 seconds remaining.
It's usually super on the line, so I'm expecting some FY hero. Earth Spirit? He could be okay.
Kind of hero. Does he play the
Kind
Mirana again?
Mirana could work. What about Dark Willow for them with the Puck combination maybe?
I was about to ask that, the Dark Willow for them.
Is that why we played it here a lot though? No.
And not
It's a tough
really,
pick
not
for
even
FY.
like a big Dark Willow guy.
Yeah.
He played that Mirana a lot.
Now
I like
select
that.
your heroes.
Okay, Grimstroke. They have good Grimstroke heroes. Double Gush, double Lucent Beam, all the line spells of course. But this Rubik is like, he can steal from everybody this game. This is the perfect Rubik game. Like one of the best ones we've seen in a long time.
Having seen the drafts completed now, Black, where are you going to put your prediction for this game? Which team do you like the look of?
I think I really like eHome's draft. Like their front line is very strong and they don't have good heroes to cut into the back line on Elephant. They have a Puck, but he doesn't deal enough damage to deal with the Abaddon. And BKB is coming out from the eHome side.
Okay, so you'll be sitting with eHome, B-Cup?
I kind of agree with the choice of eHome. I'm not putting my career on the line on this one. I'm just gonna... when you go 0 for 1 in that kind of prediction bet, it's very scary to put that back on the line. But I kind of, for Elephant at least, I think this is... It's game 1 of a BO5. It's Somnus on the Puck, and I think that's a hero that he has a lot of confidence with, and that's something that I think Elephant are trying to build early on in the series, and that's going to be very important. This is one of his best heroes. So if he has a really good game here, I think that's going to be indicative of what we see for the rest of the series. But if Somnus struggles on this Puck, I could see eHome kind of getting into like a 2-3-0 territory. But I want to go eHome with this one, but I'm going to go and, you know, even up the panel. I'll go Elephant.
All right, I like the look of eHome, I like the Rubik, I like the Medusa, and again, maybe Elephant are just trying to settle in, see how eHome are performing today before they get any further on in this best of 5. But I will let you guys take it away for game number 1.
You die, yet your fate lives on.
Danke.
What a surprise! Arigatou gozaimasu.
That's all I got. I'm repeating what you said yesterday.
I know, you repeat everything I said yesterday. But yeah, just looking over all the lanes, like Medusa should be free farming against Titan. It's a pretty easy lane. And getting out some deep wards with a smoke. I don't know if they saw the Lina ward. I believe they did because they put the ward much earlier, so they should get dewarded momentarily. But this Rubik is gonna be the big make or break factor for the eHome side. Like he has so many good spells to steal. They last picked it for a reason. They obviously have a lot of faith
to battle.
Faith rather in this Rubik pick and in Fade. There's a lot of Fs here right now, which confused me a little bit. But like he can literally just win them the game if he gets some good steals, some clutch steals.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see like in the best Rubik game, is Rubik still like is Rubik still the pick to be? Yeah, that's because we talked about that. I think there was one game in the DPC that was really like this, where Rubik really had a menu worth of things to get. And so does the question become, is Rubik just that bad of a hero, or not a hero that really keeps up anymore, even if he's got this buffet of abilities to go for?
Yeah, it's definitely an important question to answer, not just for this game in particular, but maybe the entire series, because Rubik is a very special hero where you can either be a hero or zero, right? Like you get this really clutch steal, like a Ravage, you own super hard, or you get an anchor smash and suddenly you do nothing because your hero basically lacks an ultimate.
Yeah.
It's a very feast of feminine hero. Feminine hero. Why are there so weird sayings in English, man? Like your language needs some makeover.
Yeah, you know, we can make it a little bit easier, that's for sure.
Yeah. What was the word yesterday? Discombobulated?
Discombobulated?
The great word.
Yeah.
What was the other word you just said? Echelon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Echelon's a good one too.
What are these words, man? Like, why are they so complicated? Like, how do you even spell echelon? E-C-H?
I want to tell you I know the answer to that, but I don't. It's a lot of, we have the SAT here in the United States, and like my mom and dad used to be like, that's a good SAT word, hon. And like you'd always remember these ridiculous words, and you'd have to like define them during the test, and so you hang on to these words for so long, and now you finally have a chance to use them.
But you don't actually know how to spell them.
I don't know how to spell them, but you know, like erroneous is a good one too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not important, you know, as long as you know the word exists and you can say it properly, you don't need to spell it. We're in 2021.
Yeah. Exactly, look that up.
Ask you to spell that, other than me.
Use Google.
Google, tell me how to spell echelon. Getting back into this game. How's Somnus doing? Very well.
7-0 right now. He's having a perfect lane, and this is why I like the puck pick. I thought that this is a hero that he can certainly gain confidence on.
I think he needs that too, because as we said, he's been losing lanes against XM a lot.
I think that's one of the biggest things that you alluded to in terms of like where this series can go, especially with Somnus losing an XM so often. So if you can get yourself a bit of confidence going right now, that would be big. Yeah, he's gonna die here, and he'll be the first blood going to fade.
What is this? I can't.
Fortunate here for Elephant giving up that first blood in the bottom lane, and is the Rubik who gets it. An early
Denied.
You know, quick kill with telekinesis, which is I think very rare with telekinesis level 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, it's just like a mini stun basically. It has the same duration as a Lucent Beam, which is kind of sad. But they do end up getting the kill. Like, Rubik is a pretty decent laner though. Like, his Fate Bolt makes you trade very well. You can see the line especially. Super again.
Yeah, he's in trouble. The spear lands, the telekinesis pulling him back, Earth Spike. Still kind of walks into Chalice. They've got the God's Rebuke. The Hex comes out. He's going over towards his courier, maybe to make sure that that doesn't die as he runs away.
Yeah, and they get a big creep pull off, denying pretty much the entire wave.
Dire's bottom tower
Luna be able to steal that creep though. Yeah, Luna gets it. Well played by Euros. It's basically a free camp for him, a free big camp for him. Another bonus 100 gold. He says thank you.
What was the Luna build we saw that was very different? I think it was like the first day we were covering this region. It was
Denied.
like what, 0 points into the Lunar Blessing, or 1 point into the Lunar Blessing and going max everything else?
I think it was the glaives. Like he had one of the glaives at a 404. You know, with a TA also. Just because you already have a greedy TA, you can't really afford to go max into the glaives.
Right.
But this time around, he should have a pretty good time. Like they have a puck middle who's not greedy at all. Falling very low though.
The puck's sitting really low, but they're going over bottom for a second onto Eurus. He's got that stick to heal up.
Yeah. Luna very strong laner, of course.
A prize.
Oh, now really looking. Tidehunter's
Getting
getting
some
damage.
Super fortunate, no, it's not terrible. Super's gonna die here. Spirit God's Rebuke with Fade Bolt. Fade getting himself another kill, now 2-0.
Yeah, getting
That level 2 Fable.
At least Luna's still farming well.
Yeah.
biggest priority of theirs, of course, but one more kill like that, Fade suddenly has mana boots, and then Mars has infinite mana to spam. It gets very scary very soon.
Looking over at Somnus to see if he's still struggling, you know, at all. But he's right there with XM.
Yeah. His net worth is actually quite a bit higher than XM's, so even though he struggled with HP for a little while, he's doing very well. A little bit worried about Yang, perhaps. He does have his ring, but every time he comes close, he just eats the snake and takes a lot of damage from it.
So if you're Somnus, do you hit level 6 and alleviate the pressure over top by rotating there?
It's a tough kill, and Fade is middle.
Can. Yeah, they're gonna go over telekinesis into the yellow stick. Got the Fade Bolt, and now he's gonna take him far enough away. Translate. Oh gosh, that was close. Fade still wants to stay. He's got Fade Bolt in 6. If Somnus gets greedy, we'll see if Fade wants to go for it, and he'll actually just back off.
Probably would have lived regardless, cause
Radiant
he had
structures
raindrops,
are
but
fortified.
a lot of pressure coming out
Radiant's
from all of
middle
these
tower
lanes.
is under attack.
How do you kill this Medusa now is the question. His mana shield and 11 wand charges, power threats already completed. Even if the puck rotates, it's not going to be an easy kill. But you have a Grimstroke there, which isn't the greatest post for killing a
Super
Medusa.
in trouble again, but Fade is actually the one who will fall. They try to set up onto this line, and it doesn't work out for them. That's a good kill to get to really open up a bit more for Eurus here. And Eurus is having a pretty good time. First spike, Chalice. Force back with some heavy right clicks out from this Luna.
Yep, no Hex available, otherwise there would have been another kill. Of course, the level 1 cooldown is very high. So Somnus defeat back middle, that means no rotation from him. Same as XM, really.
Spike again. They want this. They want to get this kill. They've got the ink swell. They've got the group over. It'll pop right on the Chalice, and they will take out this Mars. This lane is starting to turn very much in the favor of Elephant. They brought the Grimstroke in, I think, kind of knowing that Tide is just going to have to deal with this Medusa.
It makes you wonder where the Abaddon is throughout all of this, though. He could have saved the Mars down there, and he hasn't really been able to do a whole lot. He tried to D-ward middle, didn't find a ward, though. And now he's on the way back top. Oh, those are big stacks.
And he's going to spot them.
Yeah, Lina might
So the
want to
question is,
rotate
can they
there.
take him away?
They're gonna fight
Dire's
into a
middle
Ravage
tower
soon.
is
They
under
don't do it
attack.
ASAP.
Yeah, Yang halfway towards level 6. Now getting body blocked. Kraken shell, it procs, but Yang is able to squirt through where X-Nova gave him a little bit of space. I'm a little surprised he didn't go one level into the Curse of Avernus, but goes 2-2-0.
Yeah, usually, especially in an easier lane like this, there's at least a level, as you said. Interesting. There's 10% slow on the first level already. Could have maybe even gotten them the kill there.
Radiant
It
are
feels good
scanning.
early. I'm a big fan of level 1 Curse of Avernus.
How is Mars doing? Almost 6. So when Mars is 6, I'm expecting Lina to roll it down. Oh, he spotted super.
Behold!
That's an arcane room for Puck. It's a big one. Probably the best rune he can ask for at this moment.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do with it?
Now
Baron
he
going
owns
in
level
deep
6.
again. Block the camp and get a deep ward out.
X-Nova's here. If you're Elephant, I think at this point with the way X-Nova positioned going towards Yang, you think do you assume that he backed off and went towards this?
Ooh,
They broke
he
the
breaks the
smoke.
smoke.
He knows, and getting this kill might force you into a spot where you move and take these stacks, and they'll get the kill on the super attack him with the Laguna Blade, but they'll take out X-Nova in return.
I'm very surprised Super went up that hill alone after the rest of the team getting unsmoked and going for the Abaddon.
They killed it on the Abaddon. Yeah, I don't really understand why he would go the other way.
Yeah. And we've seen those miscommunications from Elephant throughout the entire qualifier though, which have been one of the biggest struggles so far, I'd say.
safety ward there by FY. Very aware of what X-Nova was doing.
Radiant's
And you have to
bottom
assume
tower
it's
is under
X-Nova.
attack.
He's warding wherever he's coming from.
Yeah. And especially if you have stacks there, there's no way you don't want to put in deep vision. Just contest
Yours
that.
is coming through mid, so he should be able to come over in a second. Maybe if you have Yang
Dire's
come
top
down,
tower
split this
is under
farm,
attack.
give some of it over to this,
Dire's
give the majority
structures
over to
are
the Luna, right?
fortified.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's sitting at the
Dire's
top of the
bottom
network
tower
already,
is under attack.
and he has a big ancient stack waiting for him as well. So he's a very happy Euros. And now with the puck
Dire's
middle
top
rather than the
tower
TA
is
or some
under
greedy
attack.
hero, he's going full Luna Blessing, full Glaives.
Yep.
Makes a ton of sense. Gonna get another stack? Yes.
Yes.
That camp is so good.
And now they'll know
Radiant's
that this
middle
other camp
tower is
blocked.
under attack.
So trying to take the top tier 1. Sylar is only just able to watch.
Radiant's bottom
Fade's
tower
level
is under
6.
attack.
So if Yang uses Ravage in the wrong positioning and just gives it up, they can turn this fight around, and yeah, Elephant are forced to leave. I think they're very aware of what Fade's able to offer, and the 4 heroes that were up towards top
Dire's middle
will
tower
put the pressure
is
on
under
to make them
attack.
back off.
X entered Pete though and didn't really manage to do anything, even with using the Laguna. Titan
Ooh,
gonna heal
Spike
back up.
lands. They brought Silence down towards bottom. They have the June Crow. Exo there waiting with Silence in the finger from Super to get a kill. Good rotation from Somnus. And FY down here as well.
Yeah.
Two movements from Elephant so far. I think the only movement that really made me wonder and put my hands on my head was Super going up on that high ground. But
Radiant's
right now,
middle tower is under
Elephant
attack.
look very clean. And I don't think Ehome look bad in any way. I think their
Invisibility.
reactions, though, have not garnered them any results.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
has
I'd
fallen.
agree, and they're just always a little bit slow. XM though, he has Invis Rune. Heroes
they
have
wanna
to
go
carry
Dire's
Euros.
turret has been
Pops
killed.
Mask of Madness, and now
Dire's
with the
bottom
LSA,
tower
they
is
should be able
under
to get a kill
attack.
easily. And with yours off the board, do they maybe pressure getting this stack? They've got 4 heroes top.
It's pretty hard to fight into the Ravage still, and the puck has coil available in 20, so it's gonna be a tough team fight around there. Usa has an early level in Stone Gaze though, so potentially could work out, especially if Charles is in the neighborhood.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have Soulbind, however, so it's gonna be a tough fight all around, and they get another stack. It's like a 6 stack at this point.
Arena down, spear hits on a Super. And he's stolen
Radiant's
Earth
middle
Spike
tower is under attack.
to get the kill there, and
Bounty.
Chalice will get credit for it.
Radiant
Double bounty room
structures
for
are
puck.
fortified.
Comes in and snatches it.
Super's just been cannon fodder right now, but I
I
think
don't think it's
Radiant's
feeding back.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower
tactical
has
feeding.
fallen.
Yeah, you guys want some food? Yeah. Gonna
Dire's bottom tower is under
distribute
attack.
some.
Radiant are scanning.
The problem is with Lion against Rubik, in a way, a Rubik can be a better Lion if you give him the wrong spells. Like, you
Yeah.
want to try to make sure that you give him the mana drain if possible, but right now he's running around with level 3 Impale, which of course you get bonus cast range from your passive, and once that Ether Lens comes out, which it does now, there's going to be a very, very long stun. Same with the Hex. If you ever steal Hex, it can be like a full screen Hex.
Dire are
Gonna go on to the
scanning.
high ground. X over here to bring
Just read Hex too!
Ink Swell, Silence, Borrowed Time gets popped. They'll throw the Phantom's Embrace on him. He'll right click it down and get some gold, but he'll still die. Pencil
Radiant's bottom
feels good,
tower is under
but
attack.
still dead.
Yeah, but that's opening up the bot tower for the Dire side. I don't think they can defend
Dire's
that.
middle tower is under
Can
attack.
Eom defend the mid tower, which is pretty damn
Radiant
important for them.
structures are
Medusa
fortified.
maybe? Manta Star is
Dire's
completed, she's pretty
structures are
tanky.
fortified.
Chalice says I can give up his tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's the power
Radiant's
of Lina, of
bottom
course.
tower has
You
fallen.
get this very strong damage talent at level 10. You can take those towers down, no problem.
I think Ehome are gonna look to fight because they just picked up the Blink Dagger on Chalice. It's getting delivered right now, so they'll throw down the Sentry Ward. I assume
Dire's top
Smoke
tower
and look
is
to
under
get a pick
attack.
off if they can with this Blink.
Radiant's
Yeah, they're
bottom
probably not
tower
looking to
is
team
under
fight.
attack.
Right away, because they want to have the BKB on Lina. But a pick-off or two would be very beneficial to their cause. Still have the Earth Spike as well. Rubik. They're sort of just walking around. Looking a little unsure. Actually, now they smoke up, they're looking for the Luna. Do they have enough damage to kill him? I'd say no.
19 wand charges, ready to survive. 1900 health too.
Yeah, I think there's no chance. If you want to smoke up, you need to bring Alina as well. And it looks like a botched smoke, so far at least. Be able to find anything. And Earth Spike is also expiring momentarily.
Yeah, he's only got about 5 seconds left on it, so he won't have that to at least start the fight,
Radiant
it seems like.
structures are fortified.
Maybe he can steal it again.
They saw the Mars under the ward.
Dire's middle tower
Xega
has
is no longer
fallen.
a surprise.
That should help.
Good map movement from Elephant, and they've got this Dire ward that's spotting them moving around the Dire triangle.
Radiant's top tower
So they know
is
where they
under
are
attack.
now, but what will they do with this? They're going to try and take a tier 1 up towards top.
And this kind of ward should not be allowed to be there. Like, Elephant need to be aware and try to de-ward it, because it just gives way too much information, and now it's gonna get de-warded. Well, I'm a super. And now Eom is kind of blind. They only have this one ward on the top lane, and they smoke right away, making their way
Dire's
to bottom. But
tower is under
again,
attack.
Chalice and Fade alone, they don't have the damage. They need the Lina as well. Medusa's TPing in first, signaling
But showing that
Elephant.
TP just moves Elephant back.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, if you want to TP, you TP into the trees, because that just signals Elephant that they want to defend the tower.
Yeah, that was showing that TP, I think, just botched that whole movement.
Yeah, very interesting. Lina, though, is still farming very well. Almost has BKB, 200 away from it. And that's her strong timing. After that, there's nothing really that can touch her. Like, nothing. Now the Radiant smoke up top, but I think they're gonna miss the Lina just by an inch.
Radiant's bottom
Lina
tower
actually
is
doesn't
under
have the
attack.
mana to TP out, but he'll run back.
They might actually catch him because of
the
this.
pass.
10 seconds.
Do they scan for this?
Radiant
Yes, they
are
do. They know where he is. Just not in time. The idea was
Radiant's
there.
bottom
It just he
tower
got
is
the mana
under
to
attack.
TP and left.
Yeah. Now Sylar, though, does he know? He's always playing such a dangerous game. Like, we've seen it yesterday as well. He's farming far away from his team, where all of the enemies are waiting for him. They don't want to go Rosh on an Elephant, right? It's so risky. They have BKB on Luna, but
They're just going for it.
yeah, Lina also has BKB.
Wow.
What does Ehom know?
Well, you gotta expect now the movements from top,
are
right?
scanning.
So they dewarded and then they got the scan. Yeah, so they assumed that they were gonna be here, and they assumed correctly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Here it is.
attack.
Recognizing that Roshan's an eHome fan at the moment.
Yeah. Classic.
No double damage this time. It's almost always exclusively when they're going for Rosh. Rubik throwing back an Eclipse. They've got the right click damage coming into the ears with the BKB, and now he's trying to run. Ends up being a trade of offlaners.
Agency. Like, he spears he just tied the free blink dagger into the back line, basically. It ravages the entire team.
He just didn't connect with anything that he would get stuck to.
But even if he does, he has Kraken Shell, which will just purge it off immediately. XM uses the BKB so it doesn't get ravaged, but the rest of the team, they don't have that luxury.
And still somehow Fade got Eclipse.
Yeah, which almost killed the puck. Kind of salvages their little misplay there, to be honest, because if puck doesn't get that low, maybe he gets a kill or two in the back line. But Fade with quick fingers, making sure teammates survive. But yeah, Chalice has to be careful. Like, if you provide someone a free blink like that, your entire team needs to be ready, because it didn't look like they were. You know, they all got ravaged right away. They looked pretty confused.
Philosopher's Stone for both sides. Supports on both sides are happy.
Oh, Fade. Nice reactions. Oh, he actually did something close to himself. Okay. He used the Earth Spike.
Oh, he missed it. Now they've got the arena. That was a cool Phantom's Embrace. That's well done. Super still gonna die though. He's the cannon fodder.
Hot enough for you.
That's why
Dire's middle tower is
004,
under
and he's
attack.
going into the Ags right after this Aether Lens. So he's got Aether Lens, Keen Optic, and going right into the Ags. This is similar to what we see on Nyx Assassin, where Ags is the game changer.
Radiant's top tower
The
is
thing
under
though is
attack.
that if Medusa is aware of this and he turns off Split Shot, the Phantoms
Radiant
or the Dark Portrait is not
structures
going to do a
are
whole lot. Because there's no Split
Radiant's
Shot.
top tower is
Suddenly,
under attack.
Medusa illusion is not that scary.
You can't vanquish what you can't see.
It's not like a Luna where you can't hit on the
Dire's bottom
glaze.
tower is under attack.
Right.
Which Sylar will have to make sure that he is on point with its activation
Radiant
and deactivation
are
of Split Shot.
scanning.
Because Split Shot Medusa illusion can literally just destroy an entire team. There's so much damage coming out from it.
And then you finally get it. You use that Dark Portrait and potentially Fade steals Dark Portrait and throws it onto the Luna. He can be popped by XM over bottom.
Why did he do that? There was
No Dream Coil used
Coily.
either.
Yeah.
Top lane again. They've got the Earth Spike as well as the Spear. Yang trying to run the Kraken Shell, almost helping him survive, but they've got the arena to lock him down. They aren't doing him just yet. Now the Rabbit comes in and getting him in. Sonic goes for the back line. He's trying to stop this Rabbit from coming out, and that's exactly what he's going to do, getting a kill on the face. And they never killed off Yang. Soulbind well placed, and now another eclipse coming up on here for the BKB pop. The Soulbind will connect the Medusa over to this Mars after killing off this Abaddon, and they're gonna go and look for more. They smell blood in the water, and they really want to pounce on it. Chalice getting low, Illusory Orb over to this camp, to the side, and not getting the kill onto the Mars, not sticking with Chalice.
They need XM to be there to kill the Titan. He's the biggest damage they have right now, and they committed everything on the Tide, where they have his Halberd and the Hood and an
Dire's
Essence
top
Ring.
tower is
Very
under attack.
survivable. If Puck doesn't take out Rubik though, this fight goes completely different.
Yeah, so he would have had Ravage ready to go, but very aware by Somnus.
Bounty.
Very aware.
And that's the problem of Rubik. He's just very squishy. Look at him, 980 health. He's looking for a blink, but he's gonna need an Aeon Disc relatively shortly after that. Double damage on XM though, and there's smoke. By Roach. They have enough damage to take the Roach though. They have no Ravage, I notice. So it should be a free one.
Do they still go for it though? No Dream Coil for 4 seconds. I don't think they're gonna get there in time, nor do I think they're aware.
Roshan has
They're
fallen to the
slowly
dark.
realizing, you know, but they weren't like fully aware. They're like, yeah, maybe they're Roshan guys. Like the typical matchmaking thing. Then Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Like, yeah.
I was aware. I was right on that call.
Yeah, guys, I told you. You just didn't listen.
Yeah, your team doesn't listen to you, and yet there goes the Aegis. Medusa
And the hands of Medusa.
with a bit of a different build, going Manta MKB.
He actually always does that now. Like that's like the Sylar special. Not sure
But
why.
other Medusas have been different than Sylar, right?
Very different. And even if you want to go damage, I feel like Daedalus is a better choice than MKB, just because. Sure, Tide has a Halberd, but like the rest doesn't have any sort of evasion at all. Daedalus is just a more efficient damage item. We'll see. At least Luna can't buy Butterfly like this. That's something.
Yeah, preemptively in front of a potential Butterfly, but yours is going into a Daedalus himself. And yeah, like you said, we've been seeing a lot of Daedaluses on the Medusas. Is this something that you said was more a Sylar thing? Is it him specifically? Like just him?
Yeah. Pretty much just him. Like other Medusas go too if they have sources of evasion. Which
Spike.
there's a fight again.
Abaddon and time. Look at the kill on to X Nova. They started that with the arena, and I don't know if that arena was just to leave, and they ended up catching the Abaddon. It was a little bit short from Chalice, from
He
what it
wanted to
seemed.
leave for sure. Because he didn't really catch anyone, he just kind of put it in a way where they can't chase. They look look at the
Dire
Titan position. They have to be
structures
careful.
are
Ravage is up.
Hold it!
Spear, and they'll steal Anchor Smash. Yang, though, still very tanky and survivable. Anchor Smash comes out. Now he's in the 8 swell. A lot of space for him to run. Fade Bolt comes through, and they still just can't kill this tie. They've got the Hex onto the Medusa, which will send Ehome going the other way.
XM, don't come in from behind.
Can he get anything out of this? Laguna Blade comes down onto Super. Again, he's going to be the death there for Elephant. With BKB, that's BKB early from XM, but they've got the Telekinesis. They'll slam Yang down, and they still cannot crack this watermelon.
XM is very trigger happy with those BKBs today. And he has to be very careful now. If he gets caught,
Already down to 6 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, at least it is still 6 seconds because in the older patch,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hyde has Ravage, as we said. But Sida is the big front line, and they can't really kill him.
They've got this vision. They know exactly where they are. They want to make the move. They've got Euros coming in from the side. Oh, Sylar coming by himself. Curse Spike misses. But they've got the silence. The waiting rift is there. They have the comes out from Sylar. He's quite tanky. There's the Dream Telekinesis coming out from Fade. He's staying over to the side just in case the Ravage is thrown by Yang, and they haven't even gotten that out yet. So it doesn't look like they'll even throw it, at least before this first life is gone. And Medusa over the side. It only catches FY, and now he still gets they get the kill on a Sylar, they're gonna walk over, so Laguna comes in on the Yang, and still another damage, a quick on the ground, and they get the kill on X-Nova. There's the Ravage coming in, do they have the damage? The right click's coming up from XM. Got the BKB once again, they're gonna kill on the Yang, they walk over Yang, can they finally kill this tie? Spear lands on the sun, they get the finger on the XM. They get the kill on a Fade as well, they'll take out 4, they'll look for the full team while the challenger's on the run without mana. And Yang's right in front of him, there's the Anchor Smash, he's for the starter, he'll get it. Triple kill for FY, full team wipe for Elephant. Despite the fact that Fade lands a very massive Ravage and gets the turnaround, but it goes the other way as it's a bigger spike from Super, who's been the cannon fodder, 6 deaths to his name, but the 2-mana spike is what turns the tides.
You really gotta, like, if you're Sylar, you gotta be more aware of your surroundings. This is not the first time that he gets caught up like this. Yesterday they almost lost the game because of the very same reason. This time he just wanders off to the left by himself. The entire team goes to the right. He dies once. He's not the Scarlet Medusa we usually see. He's not that tanky. He dies once, gets ravaged, gets eclipsed, he has no defensive tool, and just gets blown up. Without Dusa, you're not winning that fight. There's just no chance. XM, we spoke about his BKB being very low. He tries to kill the puck before he dies, but that doesn't happen either. And now suddenly, Grimstroke has that Aghanim Scepter. So Sylar, once more, he has to be very on point with turning that off and on.
And this is a very, very early Ags for Grimstroke. You got that Philosopher's Stone, or as Lukas would call it, the fillet.
Yeah, Philly sandwich.
Enchanted Quiver for the Medusa, as well as the Elven Tunic there for the Mars.
Yeah, so currently Medusa with split shots and the 50% bonus damage from a Dark Quadrant is hitting for 300 on every target. So you have to absolutely make sure you turn it off because your team cannot tank this kind of damage. Like your Lina is just going to die.
Yeah.
He's going very heavy into the damage. Silver Edge even to just break the Tidehunter, potentially burst him before he gets the ult out.
Yeah, especially with the fact that they weren't able to kill him that entire exchange. That was like crucial. Yang was just the big tank right in front, and he really had no fear.
I mean, he itemized all tank, right? And they still focus him. Now he has a Blink Dagger, he didn't have that previously. But if you focus a Tide with Essence Ring, Wand, Halberd, as well as Hood, I mean, even Soul Ring makes you more tanky. It's a very tough nut to crack.
Radiant are scanning.
We're gonna have to see how the initiation goes next time. They are going to have that Silver Edge very soon. Then they have a way to kill the Tidehunter reliably. Silver Edge into a spear, can die.
And FY getting the perfect neutral that he needs right now for this Dark Portrait, grabbing that Psychic Headband, getting that extra cast range, having that 16% intelligence. He got what he needed. He wanted the Ags. That's what he got. Drops off the Fillet Stone, which I believe is now getting delivered over to Super, who's got his Blink Dagger.
There's a lot of key items coming out for Elephant. Medusa still needs about 2,000 for her Skadi. It's going to be very important as well.
Smoke.
Yeah.
4 heroes here from Ehome.
Rubik has his own Blink Dagger as well. Had it for a while. But we can kind of just see the Rubik impact. If he doesn't steal Ravage, is very limited compared to like a Grimstroke or Lion. Like he needs those perfect steals every time.
Dire are
Yank
scanning.
Smoke is broken, so does F5. Now they're going to blink in looking for the Dream Coil.
Oh, they got the Split Shot that portrait.
Onto the Abaddon. They've got the Dark Fortress. He does have buyback. They don't have a tier 1 to go over to. Lucent Beam is stolen, and with that, I think they just disengage.
That's the silver I just spoke about. He's stunned in the arena. Kraken Shell does not proc because he's broken. And he just gets taken out from 100 to 0. Lina deals a lot of damage right now.
Yep, and has that silver edge. Like that, it completely shows the difference on the last big fight to this one, what they're able to do to Yang. So now, noticing that he's got the silver edge, how does Yang have to position to get himself a good Ravage or be like as worthwhile in these fights?
He's going into a Ghost Scepter straight away just to be able to mitigate the physical damage, because if you break Tide, it's not only that Kraken Shell doesn't proc, but you also don't get the 54 damage block per hit, which is a very big deal.
Dark Portrait off the illusion.
Yeah. Once that Skadi is completed, the Dark Portrait is going to be even scarier. Just look how much damage it deals. Ridiculous. Medusa has damage to kill it. Just usually, you're gonna get stunned by something while the Dark Portrait is hitting away. So, I don't know if you have the time to destroy that one. 200 gold away from the Skadi. Gonna be a big power spike for him.
Ooh, Roshan back up in a minute.
Yeah, gonna be a big fight over there. And both teams have potential to do it very quickly. Because Puck has a Desolator. Of course, Dia has the Lina. My Skadi down. He's quite a bit more tanky now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sana's playing an aggressive build with his Puck, so he's certainly feeling confident on this hero.
Yeah, I mean, he did go back for the Aeon Disc, which is really good. Pretty much every Puck is doing that nowadays. It just makes a hero that's almost impossible to kill very much impossible to kill. There's no chance.
They're gonna move up. They have the down and Feed is trying to do the camp on the sideline. He's only got the Lucid Beat for now. They're gonna trading challenge, but they look over next over. Already used the borrowed time. They'll buy back on this Mars, probably knowing that Roach is back up soon. Again, the offlaners trade and they will back away.
Nova, another sacrifice though. And you can just see that Medusa right now doesn't feel very strong at all. Like you get stuck under the Dark Portrait. The Dark Portrait is almost taking him out by himself. Or by itself. It's an it, right?
Dark Portrait?
Yeah.
Taking it out by themselves?
Is the Dark Portrait an it or her in this case? It's an it, right?
I'm not sure.
We need to summon this. He does have the Aeon Disc
specialist. Into the Lucent Beam, they land the spear, but as that Aeon Disc and will get into the trees, TP out.
Yep, the classic Aeon Disc Puck. How do you ever kill him? But Roshan is... Oh, Tide is still dead. They might sneak this Roshan before they can react.
And 9 seconds until he's back up, and the damage is just too much. It's onto this Roche. It's Aegis Cheese as well as the
Regeneration.
Shard. And could suspect that Simon's gonna take this. And yeah, he's got the Aegis. He'll take the Shard and he'll activate it. So this is Ehome making great movements towards Roche.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good recognition. The Tide was still dead. No way he can make it in time. Next time you ask me how strong Lina is, just a reminder. That's how strong she is.
Dire are scanning.
All right, I won't ask again.
Like, that Daedalus timing on Lina is kind of ridiculous. She's critting for 800, but she's hitting 3 times per second. And once the Satanic is up...
This was the first pick. Dude, Dark Portrait the Lina?
And the thing is, Lina is only strong because of the Fiery Soul, and the illusions don't get that, unfortunately. Doomsday will
Radiant's
prime
top
target.
tower is under attack.
But just look at this tower fall. Like, Lina's damage output is insane.
Radiant
This is
structures
one of the reasons
are
it makes it a good
fortified.
4 as well, because you can kind of transition as something that hits like this, not as hard, not
Dire's
as, you know,
bottom
not
tower
as farmed,
is under
but-
attack.
Yeah. Overall, very strong
Radiant's
hero.
top tower has
Lots
fallen.
of strong stats, good stats gain. Massive range. Once she's level 25,
Dire's
she's gonna have how much
structures are
range?
fortified.
A lot.
Dire's bottom tower is under
lot.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Hey, 820 range.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, it's damn good.
And disc.
Yeah,
They got the cast, they got the telekinesis, they have the stolen wing with silence off Samus. The stealing the silence is not going to be enough to get the kill, though. He'll lose the orb away.
And you catch him blinding there.
Oh my god! He wanted it so badly, and now over mid they're going to try and fight. Looks like Yang's forward on a Sylar, thinking about maybe moving in with the Ravage. He actually doesn't have the mana, but he does have a Soul Ring. Will not make the play just yet.
He hit him before the spear.
I think he could have speared.
I think he wasn't aware that he was there. He was like really confused. He's actually here. What do you do? What do you do?
Panic, just press every button.
Yeah. He's out. Classic. Lusa's going into the pipe. Alright, some more mobility for him. I think the big carry, honestly, is just gonna be XM. Like, Sylar will be there, present himself as food, while XM is going to be dishing out all the damage from the backline. Very close to 25 now, which is 1.5 levels. And who is gonna reach him in the backline? Like, Puck is gonna be 25 at some point, sure, but does he have enough damage to kill the Lina? I'd probably just say no.
We'll have to see how much his Ags is worth it for the Puck, how much a difference that's going to make, and then Yang, he's going into the Arcane Blink. Will a quick Blink Ravage be enough?
Puck alternates shot though.
But now the Spear, that's actually going to stop Yang from going in. He wanted to blink and get that Ravage out. Well done and well aware by Chalice.
Look at those beams coming in with the shard. Of course, getting 2 auto attacks out every time he beams. Sylar is very low on mana already.
Swell. Chalice. They have the Dream Coil down onto Sylar. It's going to be enough, though, to make this fight go their way. They already got to go to the mine. FY blows him up. He's not going to land on the Medusa, but now out of mana, potentially out of time. He does have the Aegis to get the kill to XM. The machine gun that is that Lina is gone. So Sylar very vulnerable in this fight. Chalice trying to help out any way that he can, but he was focused for a second, and they've got the Silence to force that away. Sylar starting once again. Here's the Ravage coming up from Yang. They've got the drop down on the Medusa. The take out himself. The take out Sylar. 4 heroes down on the side of E-Home, and that is a big victory here for Elephant. Can they get themselves the full team wipe once again? Chalice going into the pit, trying to run away. Yang speared back. That allows him to blink away, but the illusory orb and the jump over. He does not have Dream Coil for another 25 seconds, so he's free to TP out.
Dire's middle tower is
How
under
did
attack.
XM get so low?
XM got nothing off in that fight.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
No Medusa, no buyback for a full minute.
Yeah, that's
Dire's
a Luna on
middle
the high
tower
ground.
is under
It's gonna
attack.
fall very fast.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, we see once more why Rubik is just such a tough hero to pull off. I feel like only Nigma does it.
Done alive.
He
Dire's
has.
middle tower has fallen.
His Rex is gone.
Dire's middle tower
They're gonna go
is
for
under
another
attack.
side.
7-0-9.
Safe. Oh, they still have multitudes actually, so they can't go for another side. And now Spell Prism.
Prism.
It's disgusting.
Is that the best feeling? Like, what's the best neutral to hero feeling?
Maybe Ballista Sniper?
That you don't get too often, right? Like you don't. That's,
Sure.
I guess that's the best feeling because if you get there and you get that, that feels great. But like, what's the more?
It's probably Puck Invoker with Spell Prism, to be honest.
Okay.
Or maybe Timeless Radical Doom also feels really good.
Yeah.
What like a Spell Prism on Enigma when you have like Refresher Orb is also very juicy.
when the black hole's cooldown is just so low.
Yeah, like 100 seconds.
Radiant
Guys, we
are
buy back and
scanning.
end the game. And black hole again. You're like, okay.
Got black hole again? What happened?
What? Cooldown 110 seconds? Ow!
Then you got the arcane blink.
An arcane rune. An octarine core.
God.
1 minute cooldown black hole. Guys, buy back. We gotta end this game.
Is that the sound of black hole?
Yeah. But yeah, because
It sounds like my microwave. I just
Medusa's not looking so scary, because
no, and when they're able to kill XM like that, I think the team fight, or really the fight potential of Evo completely crumbles.
XM is really strong, but very squishy too. We spoke about glass cannons in the past. I still don't know where it originated from or why people ever want to have one, but he is truly the definition of such a thing, if it ever existed.
Luna about to be level 25.
She's not
There
a
it
glass
is.
cannon.
Going to the 30% lifesteal.
Yeah. Together with Satanic, that is more than 30% lifesteal.
Shivas for the Tide.
What is the Dusa gonna build next? Like, she's just... I just feel like he has no impact in any of these fights. He needs like a BKB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, if you don't have Sanj Yasha on Dusa, and you don't want to itemize into BKB, like, games can look like this, where you just don't do anything. You're just permanently disabled, or halberded, or hexed, or ba, or ba. There's too many things to come out.
Ooh, Samna's getting deep behind enemy lines, and let's see if they don't find anybody. Illusory Orb now looking over at Chalice potentially, but they've got the telekinesis. They have the stun coming through out onto Somnus. LSA, XM starting out with some damage from the Fable is what pops this Aeon Disc. A find X Nova, he's got the borrowed time. That gets popped on the Lucent Beam, so his built-in save is popped for just a moment on cooldown for 50 seconds.
And I think Elephant is more than happy to just wait until the Aeon Disc is off cooldown again. Because once Puck's Aeon Disc is up, there's just no way of killing him. Ever.
Dire are scanning.
So obnoxious. It's a smoke though, and Aeon Disc is still down. If they catch him...
Down for 44. And
He
Roche
has no
is up
buyback
in mid.
either.
Radiant are
He would be dead
scanning.
for 100 seconds. That would be a massive kill.
What did he buy out on?
Daedalus recipe. Which I don't think is worth. But...
And caught telekinesis coming through the house of Silver, but there's the soul line. Ellis is going to come in and they'll get the kill to Yang. But are they going to look for this super hex from a distance? That's going to be the Medusa. The Abaddon, they've got themselves the eclipse coming through from Urus, and now Medusa in a lot of trouble. They're over to the side, use that stone gate, and burn Sonus the stone! He's gone! That's 3 big kills. They bought back on Super. F1 trying to run into Easily. Maybe even looking over at Chalice. That's gonna pop with the 2 spike coming up from Super. 4 step away. But now, let's see what he can do.
My lines.
Spear out, doesn't get Super over to the tree, but they've got themselves the hex out onto Chalice. Chalice will chase. This is gonna be a big team wipe for E-Home. And there's the Earth Spike. They've got the US in the air. LSA, a couple right clicks, and XM gets the kill. That is a massive fight for E-Home to turn this one back in their favor.
Like a deep
That's exactly what we said would happen though. Silas presenting himself. Maybe he knows at this point he's just worthless, to be honest, compared to his XM Lina. Making a lot of good space in the team fight for Lina to just right click like mad. Fade, steals Eclipse, steals a lot of really good spells. Massive impact in that fight. And we said it. Somnus
Radiant's
can't
bottom
die with
tower
Aeon
is
Disc,
under
but he gets
attack.
caught with it on cooldown. That might honestly just be
Radiant
set.
structures
it's
are
gonna be
fortified.
2 sides at least. Not Megas, because they have the mid tower still, but
I don't know if it's 2 sides just because they have to go top from bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is
yeah,
falling.
true. They still have 20 seconds, but there's not a whole lot of time. Roshan is
Radiant's
up, so
bottom
maybe they're gonna go
barracks are under
Roshan and
attack.
secure themselves that.
Radiant's
Which has to
bottom
refresh the shot.
has fallen.
That could have been really dangerous for Yang. Because if he gets caught, he's silver-edged and dead.
They're gonna go Roche. They're going straight Roche.
There's no way for Elephant to stop this, and that means 3 for 3 for
Dire's top tower is under
Look at
attack.
the damage output now again from Lina. She Roche is so insane.
Radiant are scanning.
Like Radiant is aware. They might even smoke out, but they're too slow. It's already gone.
Roshan has
Close enough,
fallen
and
to
they're
the
taking
down.
the Aegis into the hands of XM, and I think that's the proper choice. I think that would have been the proper choice in the previous one as well. Sylar picked up the Aegis, but like Lina's the one outputting the damage, level 26, and you've got your talents. You're getting into both sides of the talent tree, and it's just going to be stronger and stronger from here.
Sylar finally finished his BKB though, so he's gonna be able to output a whole lot more damage. They need to make sure they kill the Dark Portrait though. Because last fight again, it was a split shot Dark Portrait that caused a lot of problems in the backline. Especially for XM and Fade. So they're gonna focus that down no matter what. Refresh a shot on Rubik actually. Maybe looking for a good Eclipse.
Double Ravage.
Or Ravage, yeah. I'm hoping he's gonna go for Agon Scepter next on Rubik.
On the high ground, X-Nova, and now Son is going in deep. He's got the Sun Center with a couple of these heroes. They'll drop down the Dream Glow, and that's going to be Rubik in a pretty they get the Ravage off just before Yang ends up going down, and then we'll go over here. And a buyback is going to jump down the Eclipse, but the Token comes in. They get the gun here. They'll take a fade. The arena through the throw up the spear that lands on the FY, and this will be proc. They're trying to see people, there's just no chance. 3 heroes there on the side of Elephant. And that is not a good fight for Elephant. And now 6k lead for E-Home. Super. X. God's Rebuke. With the Tokenesis. They'll steal the mana drain and they will go after this Lion and get the kill eventually. The right clicks will be enough.
A prize.
Tightbot back despite not having Ravage. They're feeling the heat right now.
Radiant's middle tower
is
is under
available, a
attack.
lot of right click damage for his name, but
Radiant's middle tower is fallen.
in case he catches XM. The creep wave. It's gonna be a second side at least, maybe even Megas.
50 seconds as Zero did not have buyback, and now he's looking to go for the Divine Rapier. He's 1,200 gold short from having
Radiant's
buyback.
middle barracks are under attack.
My side is
Radiant's
not
middle
yet
barracks
realized.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Son is trying to do all he can to go onto the back lines. They get the kill onto this Greenstroke who's dead for
Radiant's
94,
top
and they will
barracks
get
has fallen.
themselves Megas. I say that.
Silence.
Radiant's
All right,
top
we're good.
barracks has
Back
fallen.
up for a
The Dire
second.
now have mega creeps.
Yeah. Also to be trouble.
He's very far. Got the break, and now Chalice has the steal, which is caught in a bad position. Lenny LSA has got the damage to get this kill. I don't think he gets out of this one. Break who's coming up from XM, and yeah, Yang will be dead for 2 minutes. That's giving up something that you really can't afford to do so.
Its middle tower has fallen. Dire victory.
Really hard. He ended the game 10-1 and 9. But ultimately, he can't do it all by himself. Ultimately, Elephant as a whole. And just like yesterday, it looks like E-Home is just overall the better team. Would have thought.
Yeah, and that looked really good.
Yeah.